Hello out there and peace to the people. Hey, this is Eliante Bell coming to you tonight. Could not sleep. Why? Why couldn't I sleep? The coronavirus. What is going on, guys? The coronavirus has shut it all down. I was looking forward to watching the NBA game tonight. That's shut down. Right now, we would normally be in March Madness with the NCAA tournament. That's canceled. Baseball season has been pushed back. So all of our sporting events. So there's going to be some major ramifications economically. We can already see the stock markets have all crashed, and there may even be even more volatility in the markets and what's to come with this virus. But the coronavirus, just what is it? Just what's going on? One thing I would say is be mindful not to panic. I know that may be easier said than done. Is we're told in the Bible, I guess I've heard from my bishop over 365 different times. That's one time for each day to not be afraid. Be mindful that there is an evil, that there's a vile presence in this sphere, in this realm, in this dimension that feeds off of our fear. So we have to be careful not to be fearful. But guys, I want you guys to be observant and to really pay attention to what's going on. I'll give you guys my take on what I think is happening. But also, we have really got to pay attention. I mean, I know people talk about some now like it's like a social distancing, all this and that. I get it. Wash your hands. That's a given. I'm always appalled at how many people I see come out of the restroom and don't wash their hands. That's just nasty. So yes, wash your hands and do all of that. But also, guys, these viruses are airborne. Okay, this is something that can be transmitted via the atmosphere. And I was just watching today from my office window, and I always get this one person that's like open, and I just say, just simply, man, just pay attention. Just pay attention. Open your eyes. Quit looking at your phone. Okay, quit looking down and look up. And I look up. There you go. The spraying, the geoengineering, they're spraying always. No weather is natural anymore. All of our weather is artificial, manipulated. It's been going on for years and years and years and years. Sitting here today, watching a straight line from a plane, then all of a sudden it turns into a full-blown cloud as they just do cloud seeding, okay? Spraying on us aluminum, barium, and strontium. Aluminum used for solar radiation management, okay? The geoengineering helps to deflect the rays of the sun, okay, back out in outer space. Because if you didn't do that, we would recognize that something is amiss with the weather. And then we would realize, okay, why is it already March? It's already 100 degrees. You would realize that this place is really heating up. Now, just like they can inject all these elements into the atmosphere, they can do the same thing with viruses, and they have been. I know most people are not abreast of this subject, but weather as a weapon has been going on for a long time. It's very nefarious, and you look at injecting even biological weapons. So I find it funny that this all took place over in China with the initial outbreak over in China, and guys, we all know the population of China is all about about to explode. It's a lot of Chinese people, but it was released over there. But then all of a sudden now we have ramifications over here in the U.S. and you wonder why. Like, why is what's happening in China now and other parts of the world is affecting us? Because this is now a global system, okay? This is a global thing. So no longer can we just say that we're in the U.S. and we're just isolated from the rest of the world. No. We're all intertwined. We're all joined. The globalist, okay? At some point, I may even weigh in on my true take on globalism. Is there's a reason that this one central figure would want to have everything connected, centralized as you would have it for global reasons. So, but again, this was released over in China, but China is a major hub for our supply chains. No longer are anything manufactured here in the U.S. Even this iPhone that I'm recording on now, these things are all made over in China. We no longer really manufacture anything here in the U.S. Now, why is that? It was the same reason. So the U.S. was given a huge economic bolster push back in the days at the founding of this country. And you guys all know the story. Just got to connect the dots. Free labor, okay, cheap labor, indentured servitude, slavery. I know we told a misnomer of the reason that the Civil War was fought was to free the slaves. No, the Civil War was because the South has such an economic advantage on the North that the North was becoming disenfranchised. The North couldn't keep up. The South was like, why do we even need the North? They were going to become their own little country. And the South was very powerful. Cotton was king, and you were able to get this huge advantage economically due to the free labor. Now, just because the slavery went away here in the States doesn't mean it went away on a global level. All that happened is these same businessmen, which were looking for cheap labor, just went over to places now who didn't have the same laws which we have enacted. We enacted laws to protect our workforce, to give like what we call like a minimum wage and a certain work week, and you worked over 40 hours, you have to get like overtime and child labor protections and the like. But you don't have that in places like China, okay? They have these sweatshops. They're able to work these guys, these employees for a little bit of nothing. And then also the tax incentives, okay? So now you're able to build up that economic floor. So versus now having to produce things here in the States, which will cause us to have higher prices, you can produce things in places like China, Hong Kong, and India, and other places like that for super dirt cheap, and we can keep all these products low. Then that's why you don't see where the inflation, even with all this money printing, where it really has hit, because we're able to outsource and manufacture many things that we once made here. So why would we even send this out? Why would this happen now? Well, here's my take to get to the gist of this and not to be too long. And then first of all, guys, I want to make this very clear and plain. I did not vote for President Trump, but I have to be objective. And I think kind of what they're doing to Trump is really not right. And people, whether you're Republican or Democrat, this, I think, in my opinion, is centered around Trump. Now, just like Obama, like pegged his name to like Obamacare, and then you have the Republicans have done everything they can to repeal that. I've done some like interviews, and I say, hey, what do you think about the Affordable Care Act? And people be like, oh, that's great. What do you think about Obamacare? Oh, that's terrible. It's the same thing. But because Obama put his name on that, people didn't like it. Okay. So Trump put his name on the economy. Okay. And in particular, the stock market. And he's been taking all the responsibility for the stock market being so great, and has this illusion that because the stock market is so great, the economy is so great. And the two are not exactly the same, but that's the smoke and mirrors of it all. First of all, our system is just completely broken. It's run afoul, and this is the perfect way to cover up a broken system, because it's time for a global reset. But also, it's time also to get Trump out of office, okay? Because you say what you want to about Trump. Trump went in with the whole notion he's going to do what? He's going to drain the swamp, okay? And he is the first president since John F. Kennedy to even try to embark upon this. The rest of these jokers went along with the plan. Yes, even our quote-unquote first black president, Clinton, and then also the other first black president, Obama. They all went along with it. These guys were all with the globalist plan, okay? But even before Trump was nominated president, I remember years and years ago, I read an article. I knew his plan ahead of time when he was just a businessman, and he was talking about, the trade deficit. He was talking about bringing manufacturing back. So, I never thought he had a chance to ever win the presidency, but I knew what his plan would be in regards to trade, because this is something he had written about years and years ago. So here you go. So the economy being where it is now, it was like the stock market is at its all-time high. So we tried the Russiagate. That didn't work, okay? Impeachment gate didn't work. So now we got to just ruin and sack the economy. Okay. That's the last resort. So now, if Trump can't rebound from this, then you could pretty much say that Biden is a shoo-in to win the presidency. Now, I find it funny that even with that whole thing with Ukraine, that if you really looked into it, like Biden's son, you say what you want to, man. People got to open their eyes up. Biden's son, the crooked, he took some cash. You know, this boy was getting paid on the table. He wasn't qualified to do the job. Neither here nor there. Again, I ain't Republican nor Democrat. I stepped out of that nonsense years ago. I'm independent. I'm an independent thinker. I don't like the polls, the polarizing hermetics. Either I got to be left wing or right wing or Republican or Democrat, all this and that. I think it's all a misnomer. Same snake, different fame. But this virus, okay, in my opinion, okay, and I'm just a simple dude from Mississippi, is being released as a way to sack the economy and get Trump out of there, but also a way as the mask to cover up the real detrimental things that are already going on with the economy, guys. They were injected, billions and billions of dollars into what they call a repo markets because of needing liquidity. These banks were in trouble. So now we find a way to now reset this system and then go from there. So the thing is, it's going to be real simple. If Trump gets reelected, okay, it's going to be based on whether he can revive the economy. So you're going to see the central banks are going to cut rates again on the 17th. They're going to probably be another half a point, maybe 3/4 a point, maybe even a full point. The rates may go to zero. They may even go to negative. We never even had negative interest rates in this country, but it may be coming. Also, for us, our helicopter money, we may actually get some payroll tax increase, possibly for even the rest of the year. So as a way to stimulate the economy. But regardless, guys, of all that, I'm just trying to just weigh in. I just pray that each of you guys are safe out there. Get yourself hydrated. Be mindful. Get in some shape. The gym may not be the best place to go, as you touched on this equipment and this stuff is passed along, but still get outside, get active, get your vitamin C. I swear by Juice Plus. I've been using it for years. I haven't even had much of a sniffle. And I think I've even called my mom and said, hey, y'all need to be checking to this. It's awesome. If you haven't checked it out, Juice Plus, especially for times like this where we don't know, that there's just fear of the unknown. But I wanted to just dive into something because I'm always, looking into the name. I'm not gonna go real deep. But you guys know what a corona is. Okay, think about the sun, okay? The sunburst that come out from the sun. That's called a corona. Okay, like we have a chakras. Okay, you have multiple chakras in your body, but your crown chakra is not just on the top of the head. It extends a little bit above the head, and that's also called the corona. Okay, that corona chakra. And I find it interesting now that we have a virus named after this coronavirus. If you guys look at pictures of Yeshua, I don't like to say Jesus because that was not his name. And first of all, okay, his first name was not Jesus. His last name was not Christ. If you say you love him, you need to know his real name, okay, just for another day, okay? Christ was the title, okay? Yeshua HaMashiach, okay? They'll tell you Yeshua HaMashiach, but it was Yeshua HaMashiach. Because Ham was what? He was the father of the darker, quote unquote, races, melanated people. Even gives you insight into his true depiction. Okay. All in the name Ashiach, the Messiah. Yeshua, Ham, the melanated Messiah. That's all it meant. Okay. This Jesus character, I don't even know who Jesus is. I don't call him Jesus. I call him by his name. Okay. Yeshua. His first name was not Jesus. His last name was not Christ. Okay. Christ is a concept. And Christ is a concept that we must even embark upon now as we deal with our upper and lower self. I aspire to be Christ-like. okay? That just means I decided to let my lower nature, my low down dirty side, push that down and let my upper light shine, okay? But I want to just read something real quick, and this is going to be just from the Webster's Dictionary, real quick, on Corona. A white or a colored circle or set of concentric circles of light seen around a luminous body, especially around the sun or the moon. But also know that we are also luminous beings as well. So that's the light around, again, like the sun or the moon. Similar colored circle or set of circles visible in the atmosphere and attributable to diffraction caused by thin clouds, mist, or sometimes dust to diffuse. Then also goes on to say, okay, the upper portion or crown or part of a head. Okay, so again, like I mentioned, the crown chakra. Okay, again, that's the corona. So why do we have a virus named after that, the corona? So I'm still doing even further research into that. The main purpose for this is just to let you guys know that I just believe that there's something that was nefarious going on. And I think it's all around the weapon of mass distraction. And that is President Trump. The last joker to embark upon draining the swamp was President Kennedy. And President Kennedy saw his fate. He was assassinated in Dallas, Texas, okay? And so now, draining the swamp, this is the equivalent. Understand that the president will serve for a period of 4, possibly 8 years. But there's nefarious people that are in the governments that continue the government. They are there, that they are not elected. And they are the true ones who actually run this whole thing, okay? And not only just this country, this is a global thing, okay? There's one facet, as I mentioned Yeshua earlier. There's a spirit, what's called the Antichrist, okay? The Antichrist has always been that same being, that entity who desires to have global control. He's always been for the global plan, getting all us on the same system, a global system, which he can, or he and his nefarious ones can control altogether. Centralize, connect the dots. It's not that hard. Once we just take ourselves out of this whole fear and just survival mode, you can really see it. Okay, so whatever you say about Trump, yes, he's a racist. All right, whatever. He grabs vagina. Okay, I get it. Okay, but Trump is also a nationalist. He's about this country. Okay, and he sees through this globalist plan. So whether you like him or not, okay, is really irrefutable. But the thing is that we have to just be mindful that there's something else that's at stake here. Okay, guys. So let's just be prayerful. I just pray that each of you are safe out there. Again, guys, get your vitamin C. Make sure you're healthy, eating right. Get your food reserves up just in case. Okay. Be ready. We may be quarantining our homes here shortly. Don't get caught off guard. Okay. Don't hold grudges against your loved ones. You never know when you may see them again. It may be the last time. But until then, guys, I'm signing off. Again, this is Eliante Bell. This has been Right Now in Revelation. Just my take on the coronavirus. I may be way off base, but I'm usually not. I hate when I'm usually right. Okay. Pay attention. Quit looking down, look up at the skies. What are they spraying on us? Why are they spraying? Dion, they're just contrails. No, they're not. No, they're not. Guys, they've been spraying on us for years. Autism at an all-time high. With these vaccines, all this fluoridation, all of it is all intertwined, conjoined. We've all been dumbed down. It's about time that we wake up and take back what's rightfully ours. Do not be afraid. God has not given us a spirit of fear, but a power of love and of sound mind. Until next time, guys, again, this is Eliante Bell. I'm out. Peace.